Hello and welcome back. And if you just joined us, what I'm doing is I'm converting an old tub into a very custom shower. And what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to install this drain. I saved the liberty of you seeing me just cutting a pipe. And what I found out, there's a LVL down here. A LVL is a laminated veneer the floor joist, and the problem you have with that is you can't cut that, or you can't notch that out, or it will interfere with the integrity of the joists, which we don't want to do that. But you can drill a hole through it, and as you see down here, my pipe is right down. I don't have a lot of room. I saved you the hassle of seeing what I did here. Basically, I took a little coupling. It goes from 2-inch, which is the inside of this, the shower drain, and okay, so the coupling fits inside here. Actually, the reducer. But these shower drains, they have a built-in coupling, and then only this reducer will take you down to the 1.5-inch pipe. Now I have a 1.5-inch pipe down inside there. I made it as short as possible because I don't have a lot of room, as you'll see. So that goes in there just like that. So that's as short as I can possibly make that pipe. And that elbow down there, the P-trap, is only so far down. So what I'm gonna have to do is measure it, figure it out. I'm putting a subfloor on here, so it will raise me up another 5/8, 3/4 of an inch. That'll give me some pitch. The drain has to pitch downward to that P-trap. And the way we're setting, I'm not sure there's just enough to pitch it. Okay, so I have to figure that out, and I'll be back in half a second. Show you what Here's what I figured out. My drain has to come out to here, and down in there is a tight situation. Basically, I'm in a really tight situation. There are vents down there also. I'm sorry, it doesn't like my light. Okay, there's the air condition and heating vents tied up against this piece of PVC here. And yes, we're kind of upside down because I'm upside down. I don't know if you can see it right down there. Those are heat air vents. The pipe I have to cut is right there on the other side of the other plumbing pipe. To bring it center of the shower, I have to cut some of this out. I reached my hand up in the existing hole. I reached up in there, felt there's nothing here, so I'm gonna take the Sawzall, cut back here, give me a little more room. I have to leave, I can't just cut it all out at one time because I need my marks. Reach up in here, I can see where this water line is touching here. I made a mark where I can safely cut. I can cut that to give me a little more. Maybe I can chip this piece out without hitting that water line and eventually move it, but I know I'll be safe if I cut here without fail. So I'm not going to try anything fancy, like doing it with one hand and filming it. I have to be very careful. I'm going to take this and try to pry this. I don't want to push too hard that way because of the pipe being right there. I'm going to get it on film just in case we have a YouTube moment and I bust a pipe and we have a big flood. And we're going to hope that doesn't happen. Oh, get there. split. There's a hole drilled in it where the pipe is coming through. And that'll take some of the pressure off the pipe as I'm trying to get this out. I'm trying to get this little piece out just so I can have access to see exactly what I'm doing when I cut and move the pipe. Because what I'm thinking about doing is taking this drill, boring a hole right here, cutting this pipe through that hole, pulling that out, extending it, and dropping the P-trap down lower so I can get the pitch I need on my shower. Close I am to that line. The water line is right here. Comes down and goes through there. That's how close I've got to it. I think that's good enough. I'm not going to push it. I'm good. I think I'm good there. I take that up. Still leave my center line. Okay, get that out of the way. I think I'm even going to leave. Oh. Get that out of there. Another piece out of the way. Okay, I'm good with that. So now you can see the PVC pipe that I have to get. To. That's what it smells like. That's the drill. This is also there's the light. Okay. Down in there, now you can see the vent. That's what I'm working with. That's the space I have to cut that pipe and not cut a hole in that air vent back there. So that's what we're gonna do. You just gotta get old school. You got a metal blade out of a sawzall. I'm just gonna do it by hand. The rest of it. Well, it's not the prettiest, but it's done. Did I mention you should be wearing gloves with this stuff? Okay. We have that out. No hose. Oh, no holes in anything. Water line's still intact. The vent's still intact. The drain pipe is cut. Whew, that was a workout, let me tell you. Figured out. I've taken these pieces, put those together to where it will fit down here. This is going to be very hard to explain because it's such an awkward scenario here. This is the main drain pipe right here. That is the bottom. This right here is the bottom of my shower drain. The bottom of my shower drain is lower than the main drain. So what I've had to do is put this together. This is coming out of the main drain, going into the main drain. So I've had to put an extension here onto the P pipe going through here, and now this will come out here. That connects to that. With this being lowered, the water will stop, the water level will stop at the bottom of this pipe right here. We'll stop at the bottom of that pipe, which comes out to right here on this pipe, right here. Okay, so we'll still get flow. It'll still drain. We'll still have the P-trap, which traps the gases and whatnot from coming through, and it should drain fairly well. And what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and hook that up. I'm not going to record everything because it's basically PVC and putting it together. The only thing you might miss out on, I'll try to figure out how to do it, is me drilling that hole through that LVL with that drill and that bit. I figured that spot out by getting the center of the shower, the finished shower. I got the center marks right here. And that mark is to where I have a slight pitch coming down from the drain here. Hopefully it all works out well. It should. And I'll test it before I go any further than the floor. I'll test it, make sure it works. And let's get to it. How many of y'all are waiting to see me drop this drill down there? Just about like that right there. And I didn't drop the drill or the light. Almost though. So there's the hole in the LVL going to that drain. Okay, so let me get up here. I'm gonna end up putting this together. I'm putting that down there. This is all, I just have it dry set. I'll do the same when I get down there. I'll dry fit it, make sure it fits. And I'll record as much as I can. It's kind of hard though, as you saw. It's a pretty tight spot, but I'll try. We have our first casualty of the hole. I dropped some of the PVC down there. It's a pretty good ways down, so I gotta figure out a way to get that out of there. Maybe at first also, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try using this crowbar. Oh. Getting down in there. Let's see if I can get it out with the crowbar. Oh. Here it comes. Stay with me. Stay there. Yeah. Success. So now that I'm down here, I find the size it up. This means I need to cut the straight pipe. I need to cut about a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch off that. To get this peak up. Boy, what a tight. This is the tight. I've been doing this 30 years. This is the tightest spot I've ever been in, ever. I'm gonna go and cut that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that pipe right there, about 3/4 of an inch off of it. Later, lots of struggling, and I dropped it again. This is really tough doing this dry, but we'll get her. There we have it. We got the drain in. It's dry set, but I got it to fit. Everything's beautiful, perfectly aligned. I got everything in. Got my nice little pitch in there. This is going to work fine. Now I have to actually glue it together with the PVC cement, and we should be good to go. I have to add, this took about an hour and a half to get all this, and there was no way I could film it, and it was just just getting the right angles, the right lengths. This was by far the hardest, most challenging drain I've ever had to put in. And I've been doing custom tile and marble granite for 30 years. And this was by far the toughest. As you can see, we're dealing with LVL, very small space. We have all the heating elements down there, the air vents, water lines, you name it, it's got it. But it's together. Now all I'm gonna do is just glue it together. Here's a little trick of the trades. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down, but before I take that all apart, since it's all just dry set, I'm gonna take a marker, put one mark here, then I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna put 2 marks here. That way you know where to line them up. I'm gonna put 3 here. And then so on. And then you'll know when you put it back together. You can't really see it very good because we've got the red light. That's a red marker. You'll see the red marks with the regular light. The regular light puts flashes across the screen. So anyways, you put 1 mark, then 2 marks, 3 marks. How many ever pieces you have, because nothing, it's not straight. See, it's on a little angle. To make this one straight, that's what you do with the P-trap, and that way you know which angle to put it at when you're putting it together, in case you're not down there doing it. So that's just a trick of the trade. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 down there, 5 on this one, and 6 on this one. This one here I don't need because it just goes straight up and down. And that's how I'll know where to put them after I tear this apart to put the glue on them. I have it all glued. You see the purple primer everywhere. Everything's glued in. So that is it. That's the final, except for the drain, the actual drain itself, because I'm putting a subfloor in. And I will cut out, and I'll cut a square so this can set flush down on the new, see these little tabs there, I want those down inside the square that I make, and this will set on top of the subfloor. So, that project Now comes the most important part. Let's see if it drains. I had to do that adjusting to that P-trap. You're watching it real time right with me, so let's see. It's gonna take a bit. What we don't want to see is water coming up out of that drain. Okay, it looks good. It's landing right about where I thought it would. About 4 inches away from the top. Let's go ahead and douse it again. Oh, and plus there's another 6 inches. Another 4 inches going on top of this pipe. So as long as it doesn't come up over this pipe, we're definitely in good shape. Pour it as fast as I can. And there we have it. It drains. Let's see if we have any leaks. Like I said, you're watching it right with me. We're not hiding nothing. That looks good to me. Okay, great. So that should just about do the drain install version of this job. This here will go on after I do the subfloor. It just goes on like such. Okay, well, if you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe, like if you want. Tune in for the next episode. That'll probably be changing the control valve and raising the shower head. That should be a short clip unless I run it. I'm gonna put in the subfloor today. I'll glue it and screw it down. This is just, it took every tool in the shed almost to do that shower drain. I'll tell you what, lots and lots of work to get this this shower prepped to this point. It was quite a bit of work. You would never imagine that something that looks so simple would be so hard. But, well, and it's not that it was that hard. It's just that it was very time consuming. I'll be breaking that little toy out here pretty soon. That's the laser level. I'll be doing that when I do the floors. I mean the walls. Sorry about that. So this is what we're expecting today, is get these control valves moved, get the underlayment done. What I've done here is I just cut another sheet of 3/4 and cut it out for the drain. And now I'm going to put some liquid nail down, screw it down to the floor joists and a couple random spots there. Just a little extra support. Cover up a hole there, patch that up a little. And then the subfloor will be done. A little liquid nail, some screws, done. Liquid nail. Now I'm just going to take the subfloor, put it on there, screw it down.